Another great skill that transfers well from corporate employee to being a business owner is adaptability. If you kind of look back at what we've been through the last couple of years with COVID, life can be a lot like a boxing match. If you think about what COVID did for the way businesses have to advertise, for instance, switching it up to being able to advertise a little bit differently or meet the needs of your customer in a different way, like restaurants quickly pivoted to being able to pick up. I think creativity needs to be a part of that. And then I think another great element of being part of a franchise is that the franchisors were also able to be adaptable and pass that down to their franchisees and help them with some adaptability.
One of the benefits to being in a franchise system is not necessarily having to make all of the decisions yourself. So we saw a lot of the franchisors providing extensive guidelines to their franchisees about how to adapt and change when COVID required it. So a couple of examples of that are gyms that we own personally. We received a manual that was about 30 pages giving us instructions on how to get the gyms ready to reopen when we were allowed to do that. There's another franchisor that we are aware of that was a retail store, and I think it was 24 to 48 hours where they had photos taken of their merchandise and completely moved to online sales. And so those franchisees had the expertise of that franchisor getting that going for them and didn't have to make all of those extreme changes, overnight changes, didn't have to figure out how to do those things themselves.
And in being adaptable, there were a lot of different states that had different requirements and different rules during COVID. So we saw cities actually getting involved in giving up parking spaces. There was restaurants that had tables out in parking spaces in the street, and they did it so nice. They, put bays of hail or put patio covers out there. So, the franchisors also worked very closely with the franchisees in helping them do this, and then also be consistent across the brands in doing it. Another example is that the franchisors helped the franchisees apply for the PPP loans and get those funds, as well as many franchisors stopped charging royalties to help their franchisees through this difficult time. There was a lot of adaptability at the franchisor level as well as at the franchisee level.
And therefore, adaptability is a key transferable skill from employee to entrepreneur.